Hello and welcome to Animal Network News. My name's Guy McLyons. Topping our stories this week, Stacey Abrams, named after the tank because she's big, scary, and won't hesitate to put a motherfucker on blast, has started a grassroots campaign to be second behind dementia Joe Biden, his right-hand tank, if you will. She's quoted as saying, "Look, no one loses like me, and we all know Joe's gonna lose to the Cheeto Man." Because people in this country like cheesy snacks more than old people who smell like mothballs and Bengay and like to sniff you and shit. At least if he loses with me, he'll lose with style. Well, we might as well continue with the Joe bashing. The 2020 presidential hopeful Joe the Mental Civ Biden hosted a virtual women's town hall meeting. It was set up to discuss the impact COVID-19 has had on women. Well, let me save y'all self-important bitches a few hours of time. It has the same fucking impact on you as it does the rest of us. You ain't special. What they should have had was a town hall meeting about the impact on women when Joe sniff 'em like you like 'em Biden slams you up against the wall and sinks a couple digits into your naughty place. 'Cause see, Joe's kind of a freaky fuck. Okay. This next story is a doozy. Democratic New Hampshire State Representative Richard Tone-Deaf Comey said in a statement that he didn't believe Joe's squishy-brained Biden's accuser because of the position of the female vagina. Seriously, that's what he said. Comey, a former refugee, so obviously a Democrat, said that because of the obvious superior understanding of the female anatomy that it would be impossible for the Sniffmeister to dip his digits without her consent. I can't even make this stuff up. At this rate, I'm going to have to call it. You heard it here first, folks. No one will ever vote Democrat again. But, of course, the little rat bitches of the Democratic Party are throwing the man under the bus, calling for his resignation. But old Sticky Fingers Joe? Nope, he's still in it to win it. Saudi Arabia has said they will abolish the death penalty for minors. It was a royal decree from that pillar of righteousness, Prince bin Salman. It is said that the minors who were facing death sentences will now be facing 10-year prison sentences. Well, I mean, unless they're gay and then they'll just throw you off a fucking roof or something right away. They won't wait 10 years because they don't like gay people. The Wuhan Institute of Virology rejected the notion that the coronavirus had been created there and that it had been released either by accident or intentional. A spokesman was quoted as saying, "That's bullshit. We don't make viruses like that here. Ours are much better. We don't use Chinese ingredients in our viruses, so they last longer and do more damage. See, you guys are looking for that other place. I don't know what it's called. It's like China. Because, see, China made that shit." New York Mayor Billy the Kid de Blasio took to the Twitter sphere today to admonish the Jewish community for organizing a funeral for one of their spiritual leaders. The large gathering violated the social distancing rules in New York. He is quoted as saying, "Something absolutely unacceptable happened today. A large funeral gathering in the middle of the pandemic. When I heard, I went there myself. What I saw will not be tolerated. My message to the Jewish community and all communities is this simple. The time for warnings have passed." Blasio has instructed the NYPD to hand out summons or arrest people who violate the order. It's still unclear if de Blasio will incarcerate the prisoners first or take them straight to the fucking trains. 'Cause see, he's kind of like Hitler and the trains. California Governor Gavin I Look Like American Psycho Newsom has begun to outline his plan to reopen the state. He said that they are currently in stage 1. That's the stay at home until this gets so bad you have no alternative but to submit to a socialist system where we control all and give nothing. He said phase 2, what he calls Let My People Go phase is where he will release all the inmates that he feels will help him take total control by doing bad shit and scaring people more. Stage 3 will be when he takes all the heroin needles he bought with the ventilator tax money and dump that shit on the streets in fucking truckloads. Gavin says stage 4 is still in the planning process. He believes it will focus on gun confiscation and LGBT marriage license. You know, for the good of the COVID-19 patients. Yeah. Gavin's a fucking good. E.T., no, not the little alien guy, did a story titled Jada Pinkett Says She Doesn't Know Her Husband Will Smith at All. She said the lockdown has forced them to confront the real them. She said, with the help of their personal intimacy counselor, you know, because we all have and need one of those, whatever the fuck that is, they got in touch with the true selves. During the interview, Will Smith said he felt responsible in some ways for people who aren't informed about COVID-19 because in 2008, he played a virologist in I Am Legend. I'm fucking serious, he really said that. He said he had a chance to visit the CDC in preparation for the role, so I guess that makes him a real fucking virologist. Following that logic, I guess that means when I visited the Heineken factory in Amsterdam, I became an expert virologist. All my trips to the bank made me a fucking banker, and my time spent at strip clubs made me a fucking whore. Jesus Christ, Hollywood has lost their collective fucking minds. In breaking news, since March of this year, due to COVID-19, no one in the world has died of natural causes. So I guess we're fucking immortal now, except for COVID-19. Shamed actor Jesse Smollett wandered into a local Chicago hospital with a face mask tied around his neck. He claimed it was two albinos wearing MAGA hats and speaking in Russian accents. He blamed Trump supporters for the attack. He said it happened after leaving a Chuck E. Cheese just after 3 a.m. He vows, and I quote, to go hard against COVID-19 and 45. He's a lying piece of shit. The Hill wrote an article titled Army Defends Bringing Cadets Back to Campus for Graduation, featuring Trump. The article didn't specify who the Army was defending the ceremony against, but I'm assuming it's the internet trolls and their supreme leader, mainstream media. The Army said that they have to bring the cadets back anyway because they need to begin the process of becoming leaders. Physicals, clearance processes, that type of shit. When pressed on the subject of virtual ceremony, Army Chief of Staff General James McConville simply said, "We can't telecommute to combat." This is a seasoned Army general's way of saying, "Piss off, you lefty bitch, we're the tip of the fucking sword. We don't get to hide behind our mama's skirts when a little flu comes a-callin'." Whoever gave the interview obviously knew fuck all about the military because he or she asked if the cadets that refused to return would be disciplined. Seriously, this isn't a fucking Starbucks. In the Army, if you're told to go, you go. It's not a request. Fuck. Stupid. Fuck. This next piece, well, I guess it's not just a piece. It's just a question for Wonderwall. Are you going to do a Stars We Lost in 2020 every time an actor dies? Seriously, I've seen this like 46 fucking times already. Can't you just wait until the Oscars and do it all at once? Or are you saving that time slot for some COVID honor wall where you can slap each other on the back about how much money you all donated from your mansions? I know, we're all in this together. Bully for you, bitches. House Speaker Nancy I'm a lion ice cream eating bitch Pelosi said in an interview that she's more than happy with Dementia Joe's address of the finger-banging accusations. Nancy said she asked Joe, she said, "Joe, did you slam that chick up against the wall and dip your digits?" Joe replied, "I like pudding pops and putt-putt golf." Nancy said, "Well, I'm satisfied. We should get back to fucking with the Cheeto Man." Okay, that's all we have for you this week. Please come back next week as we dissect all the truly bizarre shit you world-destroying parasites do on a daily basis. Hit that like and subscribe buttons. Do all the stuff that the YouTube overlords need you to do for this channel to be successful. See you next week. Bye. Kunz.